Hello guys, how are you? Hope you're doing great and welcome to my channel. My next project is about the beautiful art of sculpturing. Today I'm going to show you the different tools and their uses. The kit that I got is from Amazon and I chose the best rated one, although another brands are similar with almost the same prices. Don't worry, I will leave the link in the description box below. To be honest, it is my first video about this topic and I have no idea about it yet. I have built some sculptures, mainly busts and faces, but I'm not gonna upload any of them, as I prefer to master my technique initially. So I thought it would be a great idea to start from the beginning, buying the tools and analyze them to find out what they are used for. An aside before continuing and coming back to busts, I recall to have sculpted and modeled the head of our great Spanish writer Miguel de Cervantes, author of his masterpiece Don Quixote, when I was in high school, probably in 8th or 9th grade. I remember that I won the prize and my piece of art was exhibited on the school art room for a long period. I put it in a wooden box, probably from cigars of my father. I wrapped it in velvet in its interior and shaped and cut this writer's name on the outside with the same cloth. I loved it, and did my mom, but unfortunately lost it. Maybe the school kept it and didn't return it. So who knows what happened with this Cervantes head? So let's start. Almost most of the kits come in this kind of bag, which I think it's pretty useful and comfortable. This one looks like this, and I think it's quite nice actually. This is the back, and this is the front. So let's open it and see what it has to offer us. They come like around 30 tools, and for a beginner, I think it's more than enough. Also, I bought long time ago another kit which I will show you later with the tools that this present one doesn't have. To start with, let's divide the tools into which material they are made from. So we have in the right side the wooden tools, then come the silicone brushes, and the rest of them are the stainless steel ones which are used for carving in a deeper detail. Once again, wooden tools, silicone brushes, and the stainless steel ones. So let's begin with the wooden tools. Sorry to show you these unfinished pieces, but I wanted to use them as a sketch. It's important to mention that all of them have active sides, meaning both sides can be used. Wooden tools are mainly used for begin our sculpture by giving it a shape. For example, this first one has a picked end or side with a flat long edge, but not sharpened enough to cut oneself, as you can see. So, no worries. It's very smooth for both sides, so it will be very comfy to work with your clay or any other material. Here I got some Monsters clay, which as far as I know is one of the best clays in the market. This one is soft, but there are medium and hard. I cannot show you the texture of medium, as it is still unboxed. I'm sorry. This darker one clay is the hard one. The white clay you see is polymer clay from the brand Sculpting. Then, let's see how this first tool works. It's important to take the tool properly with your hand and look for a good position. On that will depend the result you're gonna give to your shaping. So, we cut the clay from 3 sides like a triangle, for example, and then remove the excess. This could be useful for the back of your head, like in the neck area, front and back, or any other part of the body you want to remove. So let's join this portion of clay back to where it was. You can practice this any times you need, so you get practice. And as I said, it has another end, which is curved, but very smooth too. So it will be very used to model the face by bending however you want, as you can see in this polymer clay from Sculpting. You can model the scalp, the face, or even the neck too. The key is to figure out how to use them to your best convenience, as there is no manual or book to read. So let's give a try to our imagination. Imagine all clay people sculpting for today. Ooh. We continue with the next tool that it looks more like a knife. It has a flat edge too and the peak is curved in one side and straight in the other. It's very smooth too, so you get nice results. The end part looks like an actual handle of a knife, very rounded, so you can use it for deep holes, for example. I'm gonna take the sculpey bust and model the cheeks of the face and make deeper mouth, which in this case is wide open. Modeling the cheeks, first one side and then the other side. Later, the mouth. Carving with one end and removing excess with the other. For example, it's just an example. This one has kind of ridges in one end, probably to create wrinkles, creases, or lines of any type you see. This side, the other side. Let's make a bit of pressure because it's been out of the box some time, so it has hardened it a bit, but microwaving it will give you a softer clay. But you can see more or less, at least, how it works. You can use it for head, hair, eyebrows, any lines in the skin, whatever. So this is the result. See? And the last of the wooden tools looks actually as a giant toothpick, you can see, but basically it's a stick with rounded and sharpened ends. We could use it for thin lines like small lips with the end of the tool, and with the curved sides make an even surface, a smooth surface, like this. So these are basically the uses of the tools made of wood. Let's move to the stainless steel tools. Now we're gonna start with the cutters. As the word says, they're mainly used for cutting. They come in different shapes and blades. So we got the serrated ones with jagged edges, like a saw. There are two of them. The only difference is that the handle in this one is longer and it has some steeling here in this part of the tool. Then we have similar to the previous tool, but the blade is plain and sharpened. But do not worry, you won't cut yourself. They come two of them as well. The only difference with these four is that they don't have two active sides like the rest, but only one. And finally, we got the kind of Exacto knives, I don't know how to call them, with a more defined blade and edges. So be careful not to harm yourself. And we can see there is another active side with three different shapes. This first one is curved like a sickle, more or less, wider in the center with a pointed end. Could be used mainly for carving holes with round shape, and the tip will help you to take off the excess clay. We will take the clay and see how you can carve it easily, gently, and then take the clay you're not going to use anymore. So basically, that's how it works. This one looks like a needle and could be used for making, for example, tiny holes like buttons, or even the seam, the stitched joint between two clothes. Maybe for the pores of the skin if you press very gently. So this is how it looks. And the last one of these ones, Looks like the first one, but it's not that bent. I mean, it's flatter. You could use it the same way, and then you can give it a shape if you took too much clay. We continue with the steel tools. I don't know from where to start, as the uses of these ones had been very hard to figure out or find out on the internet, to be honest. So I will try to explain the best I can. Any doubt or any suggestion, please don't hesitate to leave me some comment. So thank you. This one looks like a spatula or palette. It has a flat end in one side and it is bent in the other side, as you can see. I think this is for flattening over a rough surface. You can just smooth it like this. Or carve it with the other end of the tool. Actually, it looks similar to the previous carving ones for deeper perforations. So basically, this is what it's for. The next one is a mystery to me because it's actually like a screwdriver, or at least it looks like a screwdriver. Probably it is used for a dry clay to perforate any area, but really I don't know. I'm completely not sure about its use. What about this? What is this? A scrub brush to sweep something? Just kidding. I think for the lines of the hair, maybe baby hair actually, any line you want to express in your sculpture, we can work with it like this. But see, I really love the effect. It's amazing, isn't it? Yeah, I think so. I like it very much. So this is pretty much the result. This one is a normal palette. You can use it like this. Even you can use it for cutting. And now let's give it some shape like how it was. And seriously, what is this? It's driving me crazy to find how I can use this. Like racking my brain. I could use it for a tutorial of how to brush one's teeth or something. After thinking a bit, it brings me the idea of removing the small balls or remains of the clay we don't want to be there. For example, as I'm gonna show you, like this. Maybe to give some old perspective or any cloth you want it looking old. But like the other is like to sweep the clay somehow of any debris you don't want it to be there. But honestly, no idea of how can I use it, really. If anyone knows, please let me know ASAP. Meanwhile, I'm gonna keep sweeping my baby ball until you let me know. And now we have these loop tools for carving with a greater detail. This one, for example, is one of my favorites, not to say my favorite. As you see, it can be used for small sculptures as the loop is not that big, so for these sketches is what I'm gonna use obviously. It is one of the basic tools in sculpting for you to know, okay? This is bigger, so it will be used for bigger pieces. So let's see how it functions. I remind you, these are just sketches. I just want them to be used as an example, as the busts I made are not finished yet, and I don't want to show them to the public until I become like, I don't know, more professional. I really love the effect too. But if you dig too deep, as I did, you need to smooth it somehow. But no problem. You can use your fingers. Let's not forget another important tool, our own fingers. Wow, that's very cool, isn't it? This one is bigger and flatter, so we could use it in areas like the cheeks, scalp, or even forehead, or even neck if necessary, yeah. And this one, I don't know exactly how to use it, so let's figure it out. Maybe some big wrinkles or folds of the fat skin or clothes. Let's dig in its mouth, forming the lips, for example. I like it very much. It's very cool. And the last one of the steel tools is the biggest loop, which will be used for not that small pieces. So in this case, we won't use it because this one is small. So if you make it through here, we are just done with the stainless steel tools. So now let's move to the silicone ones. And the last ones of this kit are these silicone brushes. This is silicone, okay? As you can see, this one is soft, like it can bend. It's really soft, so you can use it to smooth soft surfaces. And these ones are equal, they are the same. The only difference is in the color, like this one is whiter, I mean lighter. They are thicker and harder, so for hard surfaces and clay, it could be very satisfactory to use. So we would make a plain surface where we left it very rough before to remove any wrinkle or crease we could have done previously. And this one fits best for soft clay, but maybe you can use it in any clay. I will use it with the soft clay, so probably for pores or remove little excess is perfect. Actually, the texture it gives, it's really nice. I don't know if you can see it, but I can see it perfectly. So, we finished with this kit now. Then I will show you the tools from an old kit I bought long time ago, but I never used. So here I got the last ones from the older kit I got. They are ball-shaped tools, let's say. I place them according to the size, so from bigger ones to the smallest ones. These ones are very tiny, so for eyeballs, even iris part could be very useful, or for the wrinkles of any part of the body or the face. These ones in the middle are made of steel, while these are made of plastic. Now, I think I took the wrong ball-shaped tool for the socket of the eyes. So let me take the biggest one, this one, and let's dig in to shape the eyes sockets. Obviously it's not perfect, but it's just a sketch, so you can... It's a fast sketch, so you can see how it looks. Let me do the same with a bigger and heavier one in the scalpy face. First, its mouth, then the eye sockets. So finally, we are done with the tutorial. Hope you had liked it and enjoyed it, and above all, hope you had learned at least something useful about sculpting. See you next time. Bye!